Hello! Today we are reviewing the State Tactical Cruiser, or otherwise known as the Unmarked State Muscle Cruiser. Can't really get that name convention right. It's one of those two. Anyway, I've already botched up this intro, but it's the VAT car. It's the Heat Level 4 vehicle, the unmarked version in Need for Speed World on Sparkserver. For those that aren't aware, brief disclaimer. The AI Police vehicles that are available that I'm reviewing are available for donors who have donated at least $5 to Sparkserver. I am not affiliated with them in any way. I'm not specifically encouraging you to donate. It's just for your information in case you're wondering how I've gotten a hold of these. Anyway, that done, here it is. It is exactly the same physically as the Heat 3 version, the same car that's the marked one. It behaves the same, it acts the same, it performs the same, it looks the same other than its lack of design stuff. It's just the blank unmarked one. And all of the same weird glitchiness and issues that I covered in the previous video. So, I'm just going to pretend you haven't seen that and go off that assumption, or if you just want to see coverage of this car, even though it's the same as the previous one, then great, stick around. So, Heat 4 car, Unmarked edition, and let's just get straight out into the world so that you can see this in all its glitchy glory. So, first thing you'll notice, there is no engine noise. I'm not going to do the trick to make the license plate appear because that's not a thing on this vehicle. It never has a license plate. And if we start running around, you will notice it accelerates at a bafflingly quick rate. And as well as that, as soon as I hit something, I get damage, even though I have visual damage turned off. The lights do work on this car. No siren because this just doesn't have engine noise. It doesn't do any sorts of noise. It's very strange. It's clearly just the AI vehicle directly ported to playableness, as created to be a playable vehicle instead of actually converting it in some way where it has normal behavior and stats. Example, 0 performance ratings all across the board. It classifies as an E-car with an overall of 0. And other proof that it's basically just the raw AI vehicle. As soon as you give it enough damage through impacts, probably one more strong one, let's get another one going, it disables. Just like that. All the lights turn off, the top light, the place lights, as well as just the headlights and taillights. It's all crumpled, and I'm accelerating right now. I'm trying to, but you're not allowed to. Only way to fix it, go to Safe House, come back out, it is back to normal. So, it's a strange, glitchy, and limited vehicle. It's, I guess, interesting to use in races, so we will go through that, and as I did with the previous version of this, the marked one, we'll try a team escape and see how far along I can get. I got further last time than I expected to, so let's just get into it. Let's choose a random event, something that I like the name of. Sure, Stadium and Chase Sprint. Ooh, it looks all turny turns. This car is very hard to turn. It is stupidly fast. I think it tops out at 366 miles an hour. And again, that's just a byproduct of it being a directly ported AI vehicle that was designed by the original developers of Need for Speed World with the intent of it being able to instantly catch up to you, just so that its programming can, they can manage pursuits properly, and you can't just run away just because you're in a really fast car. Always found that a bit strange, but yeah, it was just the design choice at the time. I'm already damaged up. I'm not even sure I'm going to finish this race. There's no point in using nitruses or anything, or even getting perfect start, because it has instantaneous, transmissionless, gearless acceleration. If you just keep an eye on that speedometer, other than when I let go of the accelerator for turns or brake, it just smoothly increases at basically the same pace with no gaps for gear changes. So, odd behavior there. Yeah, there's not a whole lot else that's very noticeable or notable about this, other than its strange behavior with its damage and acceleration and everything. Very difficult to turn. I think this one might have slightly less dramatic oversteering than the Heat 3 version, which I've already covered. It's still pretty bad, though. I'm doing a decent job of actually steering through turns, and it's a little bit easier on this controller I'm using instead of just the keyboard. Oh, I don't think I'm gonna get through this race. I keep tapping stuff. But yeah, this isn't actually, it's not competitive in any fashion. You can't use it in multiplayer because that would be unfair for people that haven't donated, because that would just give you an advantage that's ridiculous in some way if you were able to control it well enough. Is usable in private events if you want. Playing with friends and you want to see who can get through further of an event without crashing up. That could be a game you play. Other than that, you can play single player. That's just what I do anyway. I don't ever really use this because of its very odd behavior and limits. And as we get further along through our AI police vehicles I'm reviewing, we'll see that this isn't even the only extent of strange glitches and behavior that are exhibited by some of these cars. But we'll get to that. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Oh, I almost hit a wall. I might be able to finish this race. I did in the last one, but I was not able to finish the team escape I tested. Funnily enough, not due to damage, I actually just got busted instead. And I tried hitting a team evade thingy, but yeah, I missed the button or something. Anywho, so there's that Sealic E rating. That's why all those guys were in Volkswagen Beetles on this server. And we're just going to crash through here and go grab a team escape. That's weird. I didn't know that could be a thing you won. Strange. Anyway, moving on. Let's grab, let's just do late departure again. I will refresh the health of my car. It's not something you'd think you would say in Need for Speed World, but anyway, there we go. I'm going to go ahead and do late departure again, because that seems to be a good way to see if I can get through a decent amount of it. Just for giggles. Let's go right on ahead with it. Not trying to get perfect launch, because it doesn't change anything. Perfect acceleration, anyway. And the only way, if you really are keen on getting through team escapes in these for some horrible reason, because you're an insane person, I would recommend doing this. Go super duper fast, try to be good at turning even though it's really hard, and then when you get to roadblocks or rhinos, just make sure you don't get in a strong impact. This thing has a health of about 3 medium to hard impacts. So you will not go crashing through these. I'm not even going to attempt to use a Juggernaut. I don't think it will change anything. And again, as I think I've already emphasized, just turning off visual car damage doesn't change this whole health system with it. So, yeah, not really avoidable. And I'm hearing a few weird audio clicks as I'm recording this, so I'm hoping that's not getting in the recording or too distracting. I've got 1 piece of damage, so I've probably not got long on this. And let's just see how far along we get. I think last time in my Heat 3 State Muscle Cruiser, I got just into the tunnel that's coming up in a little while after this dockyard thingy. So let's see if I can get even a few feet past where I did last time, just for fun. Oh no, I'm rolling! Well, never mind about fun, because I just went rolling off into the sunset like that. So that's where we're going to call it quits. My lights don't work, I can't accelerate, and yeah, can't do anything past that. So look out for the next up-and-coming video about our next weird AI police vehicle in Sparkserver. See you then. Goodbye.